story of survival. Please welcome Jim Lightbody.
Hello, Dallas. My battle with AML has been filled with numbers. Let's start off with two numbers, 455 and 2. When I was diagnosed in October 2015, I weighed 455 pounds. And 2 is the percent of survival the doctor gave me after I had an allergic reaction with the chemotherapy. My first reaction to this diagnosis, like most things in life, was, I've got this. In reality, I didn't have it at all. On my 5th day of chemo treatment, my wife Wanda came up to the hospital and realized something was going terribly wrong. I'd be alert for 5 or 10 minutes and then sleep for hours. The doctors discovered I was having an allergic reaction from a drug in the chemotherapy, and I was bleeding into my lungs. Soon after this discovery, I went into respiratory, then cardiac failure. The medical team revived me, stopped the bleeding in my lungs, and put me in a medical-induced coma for 3 weeks. That's where the 2% comes in. I was declared in remission and told I needed a stem cell transplant to survive. My oncologist told me that him nor any other oncologist would perform the transplant in my current condition. I had to rebuild my strength, lose weight, and get stronger to fight. The alternative was to die from leukemia, and the choice was mine to make. What happened over the course of the next year, including a relapse, would take several hours to explain. So let's save some time and talk some more numbers. I was admitted 19 times and spent over 100 days isolated in the hospital. I spent 14 days in an inpatient rehabilitation center learning how to walk again. While not in the hospital, I made another 67 visits to the clinic. I had 174 blood tests, 7 bone marrow biopsies, and 32 bags of high-intensity chemo. 6 million stem cells were transplanted into my body. So you get the idea. It was a very challenging year. But this fight has caused me to find so much to be thankful for. Thankful to my wife and my kids that they've drawn now closer to me, and we now all understand how fragile life can be. Thankful to blood donors. Without them, us fighters would not have a chance. In my fight alone, I needed 62 units of blood. I'm very thankful my sister Jennifer stepped up and donated those 6 million stem cells that's currently keeping my leukemia in remission. Thankful to my medical team who figured out how to save my life through some very complicated circumstances. And that this fight taught me to value life and to be physically and emotionally stronger to survive. During my fight, LLS provided my family with support. Instead of boring you with the details, let me just share a quick story with you about Light the Night. When I was recovering in MICU in 2015, news footage from the Dallas Light the Night walk came onto television. Due to a trach in my throat, I still couldn't talk or communicate. But what I did was I pointed at the television, I pointed at Wanda, I pointed at me, and I made a walking sign across my chest. And she knew right away that we were walking in 2016. It was now one of our goals. 2 weeks post-stem cells transplant, I successfully completed the Montgomery County Light the Night walk in 2016. 4 weeks after that, I successfully completed the Dallas Light the Night walk. Both those experiences were very rewarding. Before I finish, there are 3 pieces of advice I give any cancer fighter. 1 is to keep your faith strong. 2 is to keep a positive mental attitude. And 3 is set goals and drive hard to achieve them, no matter how small those goals are. These may not work for everyone, but it sure helped me become a survivor. And I'll leave you with just one more number, and that's the number 1 that represents one white lantern I'm proud to hold high with my fellow survivors tonight. To celebrate what we've been through and to help others win their fight. Thank you all for lighting the night with me, and for everyone out there currently fighting, do not give up.